Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Isaiah 40:28-31. Since the beginning of time, God and man used the eagle as a symbol of royalty, power, victory, authority, and valor. Its strength and courage has inspired men throughout the ages. In the golden days of Greece, the eagle was a symbol of victory and supreme spiritual energy. The Greeks represented the eagle with wings outstretched, holding a serpent in his claws. Thus, the eagle represented the triumph of good over evil. The Romans saw the eagle as the symbol of victory. As the Roman legions conquered the world, they marched under the standard of the eagle with outstretched wings. The silver eagle was the symbol of the Republic, and the Roman Empire used the golden eagle as its symbol. The eagle was the personal emblem of the Caesars, thus representing supreme authority. The rise of Christianity brought the eagle still more honor. To the early Christians, the eagle was the symbol of ascension due to its biblical references, its powerful flight, and its gaze, which often seemed fixed upon the heavens. On June 20th, 1782, the eagle became the symbol of a new country. Because of the eagle's courage, beauty, and majesty, it was chosen to symbolize the United States of America, and is now a prominent aspect of the emblem of the President, Vice President, several members of the President's cabinet, and most branches of the military. Additionally, several states have the eagle on their state flags, and you can still find an eagle on American currency. Finally, the crew of Apollo 11 chose Eagle as the name for the lunar module, which was to make history with the words of Eagle Scout Neil Armstrong. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. And with those words, the world knew that man achieved the impossible, touching the moon. From the words of the prophet Isaiah to the emblem of this country, the eagle has a part in the most momentous achievements of man. As a result, in 1911, following the traditions as old as man himself, Boy Scouts of America chose the eagle to symbolize the very highest in achievement. Through all of history, the eagle has been the symbol of man's best. It also serves as a symbol for boys who have soared to scouting's highest heights. The rank of Eagle Scout.
Please rise. Scouts salute for the presentation of the colors. Color Guard, advance the colors. Color guard, post the colors.
The white of my flag, for purity, cleanliness of purpose, thought, word, and deed.
The blue of my flag is for faithfulness and loyalty, like the eternal blue of the star-filled heavens.
Will the audience please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Scout salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Will you please join me in the Scout Oath? Scout sign. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty, to guide my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Would you join me in the Scout law? A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2. Color guard dismissed. Audience at ease.
I invite you to pray with me if you're willing. Holy and gracious God, we thank you for this day, for being present with us, and for your love that prompts us to love you and to love others. We ask for your blessing to be on us gathered here today, and also your blessing to be upon the Troop 929 and 9929. Give your strength and your wisdom to its leaders. By your Spirit, guide its scouts to live worthy of your calling, to be good citizens, and to walk in the ways of justice and peace. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Foley. My name is Brian Lubeck. I'll be your Master of Ceremonies today. I am both the father and a nephew of an Eagle Scout, so I know a little bit about what goes into what makes these young people so special today. So I just want to make sure that, as I go through, I'm going to take you through the entire process here. We are here also to honor me as a committee member here at Troop 929 and 9929, but most of all, it's my pleasure to be the Master of Ceremonies honoring Gabriel Amadon, Riley McGuire, Cody Treader, Joshua Joachim, and Riley Clark. Unfortunately, Riley couldn't be with us today. But anyways, just so excited to be able to celebrate these young people. The parents and scout leaders of these folks have labored long and hard and faithfully to develop them towards responsible citizens through the BSA program. Their efforts are now culminating in the presentation of this Eagle Award, and the success of these efforts will only be manifested in the way that this new Eagle sets a social pattern for the lives that he or she would touch throughout their lives. Honor Guard, please escort the Court of Honor here, the Eagle candidates, Gabriel Amadon, Riley McGuire, Cody Treader, and Joshua Joachim. I'd like to now call forward member Mr. Greg Shenick.
By the authority vested in me by the National Court of Honor of Scouting BSA, I hereby declare this Court of Honor opened.
Thank you, Mr. Shenick. Now, achieving the Eagle Scout is a long and arduous task, and I'm going to try to outline that task, and we've got a visual to help us out here as well. It's certainly one of the greatest organizations in the world and fosters the ideas of citizenship and the best ideals of that. And it's little wonder then that so many of our nation's greatest leaders had some of their earliest leadership experiences in scouting. The total development from childhood on up depends on physical and mental and moral growth that is uniquely expressed in the Scout Law and Oath. The skills are so demanding and the challenge is so great that it is not surprising to learn that only about 5% of the boys and now girls in Scouting achieve the rank of Eagle. So let's now reflect on this trail that they've taken to get to this point. If you refer to your program, you can also follow along with me. First, Scout. As you see, the Scout banner is coming forward from the back. We'll bring it forward. I am the Scout. My badge represents the International Brotherhood of Scouting, which I have joined. To become a Scout, we must understand and promise to live by the Scout Oath and Law. The next, they become a Tenderfoot. I am the Tenderfoot. My 3 points stand for the 3 parts of the Scout Oath. You find me on the Mariner's Compass, forever pointing the way to the North Star and a safe journey in life. On my face are 2 stars representing the truth and knowledge, a shield which is the emblem of a nation molded together in justice, and an eagle to guard the freedom of my land. The next is second class. I am second class. The ends of my scroll are turned up in the willing smile of the Scout. On my face is the motto, "Be prepared." And suspended from me is the knot, tied there to remind you of the slogan of the Boy Scouts of America, "Do a good turn daily." After they pass this comes first class. I am first class. I was a Tenderfoot, and I laid a course by the stars of the truth and the knowledge, and I girded myself with the righteousness of justice and freedom. I added a smile that I might be a friend to all and abound myself together with the knot of duty to others. Next is the Star Scout. I am the star. Now that I can stand alone, I have earned the right to improve on my own. To me goes the honor of choosing my field, and before me lies a horizon of endless opportunity. Then comes Life Scout. I am the life. I have shown the world that scouting is in my heart. I have mastered the knowledge of subjects that will benefit not only myself, but my country and my fellow man. I am ready to reach for my wings to fly. Now, the Eagle Award is the culmination of all of these efforts of the Scout and their leaders. A Scout must earn 21 merit badges in various crafts and skills. 13 of these badges are required by the BSA Scouts of America. And each Eagle candidate must plan and supervise an Eagle service project. This service project demonstrates a Scout's capability and willingness to exert their leadership ability in activities that are constructive and worthwhile in the community. You've probably seen examples of those in the back. If you haven't, when we're done, I would take some time and spend it with the Scouts and take a look at all that they've done. Now, at this point, these are the beneficiaries from our community that benefited from the troop candidates and their excellent leadership skills. So I'll talk a little bit about each one of them and their project. Again, there's a lot more detail in the back, but I'll give you the high level. Gabriel Amadon did a magic yarn project, an incredible thing for folks that needed help. They had lost their hair, or through some illness they were in need of some kind of hair, and what a fun way to make wigs and things out of yarn and help them keep their dignity and have fun with it as well. Wonderful. Riley Clark also did work with Phil's Friends, which is an organization that helps with cancer support services. Riley McGuire worked at the Duneland Learning Center, which is a great spot. It was in some disrepair, and he totally revamped the chicken roosting and brooding boxes that they use there. to teach kids and also help with the step repair. Cody Treader, he did some work at Chesterton United Methodist right here to redo some parts of the building that needed some attention. And Joachim rebuilt a bridge, wow, at the Indiana Dunes National Park as well. Did a great job with that, everything from top to bottom. So these folks really did a wonderful thing, not just for them, but also in their learning and what they can use in skills moving forward, but for all of us and the community in which we live. So thank you. Next, I would like to introduce, now this was supposed to be Reggie Hess, it might be on your program, but he is in quarantine, so we have Carlos Vargas, who is from the Department of Indiana Marine Corps League, to present Gabriel Amadon with a Good Citizenship Award. So thank you very much for joining us, and at the last moment as well, so we appreciate having you here.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. My name is Carlos Vargas. I am the Commandant of the Dunes Leathernecks Marine Corps League Detachment at Department of Indiana. I really want to say how honored and privileged I am to be able to take part in this prestigious ceremony of an Eagle Scout. The journey that led Master Gabriel here was long and arduous. It's not for the faint of heart. He showed many different qualities: commitment, dedication, and loyalty. Commitment to a cause and a goal far in years, and the knowledge needed to achieve that goal. Dedication, when things got tough, he stuck it out. When all that was easy to do was quit. And loyalty, not just to his troop, his family, his fellow scouts, but also to the United States of America. As a United States Marine Corps veteran, these are same qualities that we learned as well. And it's one of those reasons why we take such great pride in earning the title of United States Marine. Like that title, Eagle Scout is earned and not given. This young man has shown all of these qualities throughout this time, and no doubt many instances of leadership as well. It is an honor to see all of our young men here today acclaim this title and lead their lives going forward, taking the responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. It is an honor for me to present to you the Good Citizenship Award from the Marine Corps League Detachment.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're fine. Along with this award, I'd like to present him with an Eagle Scout Challenge Coin. Challenge coins are carried by many members of the military. They are carried to represent organization or an achievement. And they have come to signify a highly collectible way to show a path and a journey and an adventure. Please take this, carry it with you always.
Thank you, Commandant Carlos Vargas, and we all appreciate your service and all that you do for our community as well. Thank you so much. Next, we're going to hear from Mr. Eric Zavinsky, Dunes Moraine Communications Chair.
Greetings, everyone. How are we all doing today? Cool. So I just want to first start off by saying this is really a time to celebrate our Eagle Scouts achievements. So I absolutely am going to reiterate and encourage you to check out their projects, but also their histories through scouting. I mean, these young men have all been through so much over so many years, and there's going to be a lot more to come because we have boys and girls going through the program here at the church in the troops 929 and 9929. So that's what my word is going to be about today. So it's a pleasure to be asked to speak at this Eagle Court of Honor. It's kind of like deja vu for me. As a young man, I was standing in their shoes 10 years ago when I received my Eagle Scout award in front of my family and friends. There's a lot that I've learned from being an Eagle Scout, and as the old adage goes, once an Eagle, always an Eagle. And as such, I'm always learning new things. One of the biggest takeaways that I've gleaned from the scouting program in the past decade is the importance of inclusion. It's more than just another upcoming Eagle required merit badge, but that in and of itself is better late than never. Ever since I earned my Eagle rank, I'd fantasized about my female peers being able to attain scouting's highest rank as well. And if I were to ever have a daughter, I'd want her to have the opportunity to earn Eagle too. Times changed quickly in the years that followed. I got my Eagle Scout in 2011. So again, better late than never felt like the appropriate description of my feelings about scouting between 2013 and 2019. In college, I realized I was bisexual, but that was thankfully right around the time it became acceptable to be a member of the LGBT plus crowd and be involved in scouting. Without two important votes, one that allowed gay youth in 2013 and another that permitted gay adult leaders in 2015, I wouldn't be standing in front of you today. Before 2015, community servants like my husband and myself would have been told to stay away from scouting. Thank God we caught up as a movement. With LGBT inclusion off the policy list, I knew allowing females to earn all the same privileges given to the males in the program was only a matter of time. Scouts of all genders have been involved in BSA programs for decades, but until just recently, female young people could not join a pack or a troop of their own. The 5 young men being honored today will be the first to tell you how important that is. In 2018 and 2019, the Cub Scout and Scouts BSA programs finally allowed females to participate fully, even allowing them to earn the Eagle rank, meaning that all young people now have the opportunity to achieve this award that means so much to them on college applications, job applications, military endorsements, and most importantly, in the hearts of our Scouts and those that they serve. As a former scouting professional, it brings me great joy to see the strides that we've made in just a couple years. Last year, I had the honor of assisting Troop 929 leaders right here in creating the first female Scouts BSA troop in Chesterton, Indiana. This unit, dubbed Troop 9929, there's several in the audience right now, already serves the community by equipping local young women with the skills, values, and lifetime adventures that I believe we all need at their age in order to make the most of ourselves. Some of these young women are in the crowd today, and I promise you, it will not be long before some of them are also earning their Eagle Scout ranks and will be up here before you. The year 2021 actually stands as the inaugural year of female Eagle Scouts, and there will be millions to come. I had the pleasure of sitting on an Eagle Scout Board of Review for a young woman in South Bend last month, and the passion I saw in her was infectious. If their enthusiasm says anything, it means the girls are absolutely going to catch up to the boys over the 2nd century of scouting. Again, better late than never. Before I go, I want to leave you with some additional food for thought. It's easy to speak about the importance of inclusion, especially when you're in my shoes and we're so close to missing out on scouting yourself. All young people are now allowed to enjoy the programs of the Boy Scouts of America, but that also means we have an important responsibility going forward as adult leaders, now more than ever. For there will always be those who try to say that scouting isn't for them, whoever them may be at any given time. Sometimes it may come from a backward place that wants to deny scouting to those of a different gender or sexual orientation, as we've already discussed. Oftentimes, it's a more difficult thing to see. There are those who join our programs because they want to make a change, or their parents want to see them grow up a little. Maybe both. For us leaders, scouting's highest reward is not the Eagle Scout rank. It's seeing these young people, who may struggle in the beginning, transform into more righteous, more mature, and more dependable young men and women as they grow older in the scouting program. Every single youth deserves the chance to make mistakes and learn from them in scouting. My experiences in scouting have made me who I am today. A 25-year-old married man with 20 of those years already spent in scouting, and I'm ready to give the rest of those years to service in the BSA. And I have personally seen scouting transform the lives of hundreds of my friends across the nation, men, women, friends, you name it. Sometimes they can be the people that you've looked up to and those who have looked up to you. So what I ask of you is this, as a final charge. In whatever all of you do in the audience with this wonderful scouting program, make sure each and every choice you make enables everyone who participates to make the best of scouting and evolve into the young person that they were meant to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric Savinsky, and I will say that the reason I'm in front of you is not because I had a son who was an Eagle Scout, but because I've got a daughter that's now in the Scouts. So it's exciting. Not that we know for sure what's going to happen there, but just having the opportunity for a daughter to become an Eagle Scout is amazing now. So thanks to everybody for their support for the girl version of the Scouts, as well as the organization for allowing so much diversity now. That's amazing. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Joachim to come forward.
Also got my Dunes Learning Center hat. I'm here in place of Jeff Benson, the Executive Director of the Dunes Learning Center. He couldn't make it, and he knew if he asked me, I'd be all over coming up to do this. I've been on the board of Dunes Learning Center for the last 7 years, and I've been a parent out here for 2 sons who have earned their Eagle Scout in 929. And I know what a wonderful experience this is, not just for the Scouts, but for all the parents and families involved. The Dunes Learning Center, a lot of the Scouts probably had the opportunity to go because Chesterton students will go to the Dunes Learning Center. We're teaching environmental stewardship to young people at the Dunes Learning Center. But one of the first things I realized when I got on the board was we were also developing young adults because we were hiring people right out of college to be the people who are working with the students. And we'd hire them in for 1 year or 2 years, and then they would go on. So we were really having a lot of people come through in the 20-some years that they've had there. A few years back, we had an Eagle ceremony where we had a whole patrol from 929 who did their projects out at the Dunes Learning Center. And for me, as someone who's been involved in both 929 and the Dunes Learning Center, it's great to see we actually have 2 people who've earned their Eagle working on projects up at the national park. Riley, who I'm here to speak about, worked up at Shellberg Farm, and Shellberg Farm is something Dunes Learning Center is involved with because there are a lot of volunteers, not just Riley and the people who may have worked with them, but there are volunteers who are taking care of the animals. A lot of the animals up at Shellberg Farm are actually not animals that are there year-round, year-round, or animals that the national park has. They're ones that people who are volunteers bring their animals up there. Maybe someone working in 4-H will have their animal up there in the fields and be taking care of them up there. But the chickens are there all the time, and so it's great that Riley made their lives a little bit better, made some roosting boxes for them, and for the volunteers, repaired the steps, put a handrail in, because a lot of the volunteers are folks from Friends of the Dunes who, you know, have been in the dunes for a long time, and they want to see things going on. They want to see education there. And they're the ones that he did some of that work for. As part of the Dunes Learning Center, I'd like to thank you for your effort, and good luck in all you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hoham. You know, it's not often that somebody comes up and says, "Hi, I'm state senator," to me. So that was a surprise today. We've got Mr. Ed Charbonneau, who's going to be with us. So happy to have you here and representing, and certainly this is a very important ceremony, and you being here really kind of highlights that as well. So I'd love to have you come up and say a few words.
Thank you. I appreciate the time and the opportunity to just show up here and be able to say something. And I say just show up. I'm not in, I live in Valparaiso, but my district doesn't come down here. I'm out of my district, but I hunt Eagle Scout ceremonies down. And wherever possible, attend, certainly ask if I can attend, because they're so important, just so important. And I must confess that I am one of the 95% of scouts that started and never became an Eagle. So I understand full well you have to earn the award. It's not given to you. And that's what makes what goes on here so extremely important. I want to do just 3 things, and they're very quick. One is thank all of the parents that have spent so much time with their Eagle Scouts to get them to this point. It is critical, and we're losing that in our society. It seems like, unfortunately, that parents aren't always good parents. And when I come to ceremonies like this, I know pretty much without question I'm going to be surrounded by good people. So thank you, parents and family. Number 2, thank you to all of the scouting volunteers, the scout leaders, the boss that I had to ask permission to get up here and say a few words. But without you folks, without the volunteers, they wouldn't be sitting here. And we as a society would be suffering. And then thirdly, I certainly have to congratulate the 4 Eagle Scouts here. And I have brought for each of them first of all, a letter from me, read the letter, and then a certificate from the state of Indiana and the Indiana Senate. Secondly, I brought with me 4 Indiana Senate pins for each of the scouts. And finally, and I think most importantly, I have brought a compass for each of them. And these I'm going to give out right now. Now that I've turned my back on them after giving, I'm sure they're rolling their eyes saying, that's the last thing that I need right now, is another compass. But this is a special compass. This is a moral compass. And that's what I want you to think of when you wear that around your wrist to remind yourself of what you have been through over all of these years. You read the Scout Law, the Scout Oath, you're creating your moral compass for life. Because life isn't always going to be easy. There are going to be times when you have to make decisions. And you're making those decisions based on that moral compass that your family, your scout leaders, and you have helped you to develop. Last words, just little bits of advice, and cost you nothing, but are going to make a big difference. First, your tongue has no bones, but it's very strong. It can destroy someone's reputation. Be careful what you say. Number two, your attitude is either your best friend or your worst enemy. And the only one that controls your attitude is you. Every day you wake up, say it's going to be a great day. And it will be. It will be. And then finally, in the culmination of all of this, be a good person. No matter what you do in life, you're going to be dealing with people. Be a good person. Good luck. Congratulations. Again, thank you to the parents, the volunteers, and everybody that has made this day happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Charbonneau. That was awesome. We so appreciate you joining us today. And like you said, this is a really important moment. And but it is one of those moments that represents so much that's gone on with their lives. And I love those words of wisdom as well. You know, we work hard as parents of scouts to set a direction and a trajectory, but it really does take a village of folks and the leaders here and the scout compass, if you will, to really make a life go in a direction. So thanks to you all, and thanks for pointing that out, Senator. Now we would like to hear from Pastor Heather Foley.
So I am the senior pastor here at Chesterton United Methodist Church, and we are the charter organization for the troops and the pack here. And so I was thinking, what could I add to this wonderful day that would help explain why it is that we are a part of this organization. And it brought me back to our baptismal vows that we take in the church. When a person is brought to the baptismal font, whether they be an infant or a young person or an older person, we vow as a congregation to nurture that person and one another in the Christian life and faith. In this congregation, we extend that promise of nurturing to the scouting ministry. And that's why Mr. Greg Shenik is such a visible part of what goes on, and I try to be as well. But there's really a much greater group of people who love you and respect what you do and pray for you. And I stand here as on their behalf to talk with you. It is our desire that the young people of scouting would feel surrounded by a community of love and forgiveness, that they would grow in their trust of God, and that they would become faithful in their service to others, daily walking in a way that leads to life. To me, nurturing has at least 3 parts. It's about who you are and what you do and the reward that will come to you through your faith. So first, who you are. I want you all to know that God sees you. He created you as his wonderful work of art. You are unique and precious to him. He knows all about you, and he loves you. And if you have accepted his love and grace, which are a free gift to you, then he calls you not only friend, but his beloved child. God then equips you with spiritual gifts that build up his body, the church, and also build up the community in which you live. God calls you routinely and consistently into special service, and he will guide you into the good works that he has already planned for you. The scouting ministry, and especially the Pray program that some of you are now in and have been a part of, through that program and this ministry, we invite you to claim your identity, to know that you have sacred worth, and that you have the confidence to live as God created you. Another aspect of nurturing is showing you what you're to do with your life. And our state senator mentioned it, but attitude is so important. You are to guard your attitude or your mind. The Bible tells us that we are to think on those things that are true and noble, right and pure, excellent and praiseworthy. And I don't know about you, but my mind often slips into places that are not any of those things. But I know that our God will help us, helps me routinely to come back to where is the good place for my mind to be. Every time I ask him, he will be there to rescue me and to lead me back into the good ways. And I know that our God can help these scouts to live into that law where you professed that you would be friendly and courteous and cheerful. Also, you're to guard your actions, or your heart, your intentions and the behaviors of yourself. The Lord requires that if we're going to live in the love that's been given to us, that we would choose to act in ways he calls good. And the ways he calls good includes justice and mercy and humility. And I've seen this in many of you scouts, and I've seen it in you eagles. It's reflected in the projects that you chose. They were not just about you, it was about your community. It's in the ways I hear you speak to one another, especially when you think nobody's listening. It's in the time that you give to leading and mentoring those who are younger than you. This life is not easy, but God will help you stand firm in your faith and your commitments. He will help you live into that law of being helpful and obedient and reverent. Another part of nurturing that comes to mind for me today is that reward that is ours if we stand firm in our faith. God has promised to never leave us. He will always be with us. And just as a scout is trustworthy and loyal, so our God is that much more than we can possibly imagine. His love never gives up. It never fails. His presence brings us courage. And so part of this church's job in nurturing you as scouts is to keep pointing you and one another to God and his promises. For Christians, the greatest promise is of eternal life. Jesus came that we would have life and life to the full. And that full life, that abundant life is available to us now, not without trouble, but always with God at our side. But it's also that full, abundant, eternal life that is yet to come. So may that hope sustain us all in our living and our loving. The Chesterton United Methodist Church has a long history of partnership with Scouting. We are proud of you. We're proud of the work that you do and the fine character of the boys and the girls in these troops. Today we rejoice with you all as Gabriel and Riley and Cody and Joshua step into the rank and the honor and the responsibilities of Eagle Scout. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, Pastor Foley. Also, thank you so much for allowing us to call the church our home, not just for this occasion, but for our meetings, and it's just such a great place for us to be able to all be together. So thank you so much. I love that. I love it. All right. You know, as you've seen, the Scouts journey is a long one. You've heard people talk about it. It's true. You know, life is not a destination. It is a process and a journey. But at some point, the destination of Eagle Scout has to happen. And just to give you an idea, so after a Scout has completed the requirements, it's not over yet. They must be reviewed by an Eagle Board of Review. It's made up of members of the Troop Committee and representatives of the Council for the Dunes Moraine District. And the Board of Review meets to assure that all of the ideals of Scouting and the esteemed of the Eagle rank are upheld. The board is reviewed, investigated, certified, interviewed, and that's a lot that they've done, and examined the Scouts and their project. And the board is of the opinion that these Scouts have demonstrated and held the spirit of Scouting in their daily living. And so therefore the board had recommended the advancement to Eagle. Now, what I'd like to do now is have the Scouts stand, if you would. Come a little bit forward, and then I would like to invite Mr. Greg Shenick to come forward, and he is going to convey the responsibilities of Eagle rank to our new candidates.
I am charging these Scouts today with what we call the Eagle Charge. Scouts of all nations make up one of the most wholesome and significant movements in world's history. Gabriel, Riley, Cody, and Joshua, you have been judged by Scouting BSA as being worthy of this honor. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. This award is one of honor and responsibility. You are a marked man. The Eagle Scouts, as Eagle Scouts, you have assumed a solemn obligation to your duty to God, to country, and to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and your fellow Scouts. America has many good things to give you and your children after you, but these good things depend, for the most part, on quality of her citizens. Our country has a great past. You can help make the future even greater. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only toward the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service to God and your fellow man. To live and serve, that those who know you will be inspired to finer living. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their hearts, hands, skills, and abilities to common good. Help to build America's future by continuing to set an example of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence to God, wherever others may do. You will leave behind you a record of which you may be justly proud. Eagle candidates Gabriel, Riley, Cody, and Joshua, I charge you to enter this Eagle Scout Fellowship holding without reservation and ever before you the ideals of honor and service. By reciting the Eagle Promise before your fellow members, you will become an Eagle Scout. When you pledge yourself to your sacred honor, you will be sealing the eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout with the same words which closed the Declaration of Independence. With all Eagle Scouts here today, please stand to renew your Eagle Scout promise with Gabriel, Riley, Cody, and Joshua, and join our fellowship. Scout sign. Please repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoroughly recognize and take upon myself the obligations and the responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to take my training and example and my status and influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship in my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people. To this, I pledge my sacred honor. 2, please be seated.
All right, at this time, we would like the parents of the Scouts to come forward, if you would. Scouts also, sorry, stand up. And please stand beside your Scout. Mr. Shenik.
By the virtue and authority vested in me by the National Court of Honor of the BSA Scouting, I hereby award the rank of Eagle Scout to you. Now, no one will ever know the unnumbered acts of self-sacrifice and helpfulness from the mother of this Eagle Scout, which has led to this afternoon. As the symbol of what the mother has made possible, we will also be awarding the mothers a miniature eagle pin. There's a lot of pins happening here. I hope everybody has insurance. Uh-oh. All right, and now we ask the Scouts to please present and pin the lapel pin for their mother. And next, we also have a pin for the father as well. And I can tell you both parents have sacrificed a lot
made a lot of trips, slept in tents when it's cold, hot, you know it, rainy, dry, all of that. So take a moment, please pin the lapel pin on your father as well. All right. Now, family isn't just the mother and father, it's also grandparents as well. And so if you've got a grandparent here that you would like to bring to the stage, now is the time. We'll let the scouts escort. That's a great question. Yeah. Parents can return to their seats. Thank you. All right. All right. Now it is the time we want them to say a little bit maybe about each of their efforts. So what I'd love for the scouts to do is say a few words as well. So let's start off with Gabriel. Oh, they do the pin. Oh, sorry. Pins for the grandparents first. Okay, sorry. Got out of order there. So many pins. Are we done with pins? All right, great, excellent. Okay, so it doesn't have you escorting your grandparents back, but I think that's okay. We're going to have each of you speak, I think, a little bit as well first. Am I right? Yep. Yeah. Make a statement. Yep. And yep. We'll have those that have the grandparents speak first, and then those that don't have them here, you can also say a few words as well because we're recording this, and then we'll be sending it off as well. So we'll start off with the ones that do. Cody?
This is my mama. She and her my grandfather, he passed away sadly. They've been really the push for me to get my eagle, along with my other grandparents, my nana and papa. But they mean the world to me, and I'd do just about anything for them.
This is my Papa Mark. Him and my grandma, scouting's always been a big part of their life, and it's a big reason that I got into it and I joined it. And he was kind enough to help me with my Eagle project, my uncle, and he has been a big motivation for me, and I'd like to thank him for everything he's done.
Gabriel?
I have a little speech separated with my main speech, so I'm just going to say a thank you to my grandparents here and in Brazil. They've helped me a lot, and I really appreciate and love them.
My grandparents have always supported me in everything I did. I thank them for that, and I love them.
All right, now you can escort your grandparents back. It was bound to happen. They've been kind of teetering all day. All right, we got it. All right, we're going to now get to hear, we've all been talking about the Scouts, now we actually get to hear from the Scouts. So, Gabriel, you're first up. We would love to hear what you have to say.
Hi, my name is Gabriel Amadon. I'm a junior at Indiana Connections Academy. I've been involved in scouting since kindergarten. Scouts was a big opportunity in my life, and it taught me many new things and skills. It has helped me improve as a person, and it's taught me to put others first. Scouting was a very difficult thing for me, but I pushed through and finished strong. My Eagle Scout project was to raise awareness and help young kids going through the hard process of chemotherapy. I made specially knitted yarn wigs and donated them to the children's hospitals. I also donated about 450 skeins of yarn to the Magic Yarn Project. I learned a lot from this experience, and I hope to continue with the organization to provide wigs to the amazing strong kids out there fighting cancer. I would like to thank the Magic Yarn Project for allowing me this amazing opportunity to raise awareness and to learn about their mission. I would also like to thank my family, friends, troop, leaders, and anyone who else has helped me achieve my goals. Lastly, I would like to thank my parents and grandparents who helped me find this project and supported me throughout my whole journey. Thank you. Oh, and I also forgot to say, obrigado, Joachim.
I'd also like to point out, too, that Gabriel was chosen as the best project of 2020 for the LaSalle Council. So he's also going to be honored at the Eagle Banquet next week. So congratulations. Riley?
It's been an honor to be a part of the troop for the last 7 years. Throughout my career in scouting, I've learned a lot more about leadership, service, and myself, and have developed into the person I am today through the many experiences afforded to me throughout my journey from Tenderfoot to Eagle Scout. Scouting has taught me many things about myself. It helped me try new things for ranks and merit badges, and to flesh out my skills and what I was interested in. It also helped me discover a few interests of mine, especially camping and forestry, as well as ones that shaped my career, like programming. But what really made my time in scouting special were the friends I made along the way and the moments we shared. I'll never forget our troop campouts at Gardner Dam, or the time we spent at Six Flags, or the countless service projects we participated in. I am thankful to be part of an organization that has helped shape me into the person I am today. It's the honor... It's the honor of a lifetime to be selected as an Eagle Scout. It means I have proven to myself, as well as everyone who supported me, that I have the skills to be a leader and a role model. It is the highest honor a young man can attain in the Boy Scouts of America, and I am deeply proud to be a recipient of this rank. I'm proud of what I've accomplished, and I'm also indebted to my fellow Scouts, family, and friends who have supported me throughout my journey, especially my parents, my beneficiary, Jeff Benson, and my friends and Scout leaders who have given me the motivation to attain the Eagle Scout rank. I hope to take these experiences and use them to help me guide my decision-making and stick with me as a person as I continue my journey into adulthood and throughout my life.
All right, next up we have Cody.
So I'm dedicating my speech to say thank you to the troop and everyone who helped me with my project. As most of you guys know, I had eye surgery during my project, so I wasn't able to do any of the woodworking that I needed done, and it was just thanks to Scouts and the parents helping me out. And special thanks to Mr. Swift and Don Cundiff for my project. Scouting means so much to me. It made me who I am as a person. I think that's it.
Next up, we have Joshua Joachim.
So I got into scouting pretty late, and being a sixth grader at the time, and at first I wasn't that active or that inspired for that matter, and I really mainly joined because a lot of people said I should, and they persuaded me. But within the first couple of months, I became more comfortable and started going on more campouts, and I eventually slowly started to love it, even if I didn't realize it at the time. And even now, campouts like summer camp or Chicago or even NYLT remain some of my favorite memories through my childhood. Walking through this church reminded me of the campouts that we went on and made me realize that I miss it. Some of my favorite parts of the campouts would be when we would walk through the woods or trails and we would find some bug or some animal that we found really cool. And through Scouts and with I realized that I had passion for wildlife and the outdoors. And right now I'm attending Purdue Northwest and Hammond with a major in biological sciences. I'm going to stay up here for the first couple of years and then transfer down to the main campus in West Lafayette once I get my prerequisite courses out of the way. Right now, the hope is to go for a graduate degree at either the University of Michigan or Colorado State University, though things are very likely to change. Whatever I end up doing, I like to think that scouting started me on my path. Scouting has had a great impact on my life, and I'm not sure yet what's in store for my future with it, but I do know for sure that the time I spent in Scouts and the people that I met along the way will have impacted my life in ways that I could not have imagined. Whatever it is I end up doing, I know it will have started here, and I thank everybody for helping me along the way.
So I know I said no more pins, but we do have one more set. Each of the Scouts, if they liked, could choose a mentor, and so I'd like to ask each of them individually to talk about their mentor. If they're here, invite them up and pin them.
I would like to dedicate my mentor's pin to a person who's always been there for me since day one. You have remained somebody that I can rely on, and when I needed you, I can go to you when I needed you the most. You have also been the one directing me and helping me think through difficult situations. Mom, I would like to give you this mentor's pin for all the thanks and love, patience, and guidance you have given me throughout the years. I messed up. So
for always being there and giving me the motivation that I definitely needed sometimes. I dedicate this to my grandma.
Cody?
I'm dedicating my mentor pin to my grandfather. He was an Eagle Scout. He pushed me through my project, even not being here. So I'm going to give this to my grandmother to pin on his Eagle uniform.
I would like to give this mentor pin to my father. He is the reason that I joined Scouts. He convinced me to do it. And he's been there with me camp out after camp out. And he has taken so many tasks that he has not had to. And he has pushed me through my Scout project. And I could not have done it without for him.
We just have a little bit more to go, and just when you think that the journey is over, it continues. Now, as we mentioned early on, the Scouts needed to get a certain number of merit badges to get to Eagle Scout, but if they go beyond that, they can earn palms. And so they can earn bronze, gold, and silver, and that depends on how many additional merit badges they get, 10, 15, or more. 21 is required, by the way. So we have just a little bit more to go here. Do we have the palms ready to go? Yes. All right. Gabriel, 75 merit badges. So he gets 4 bronze, 3 gold, and 3 silver. We'll just give you the bag just so that we don't have to wait longer on the pinning. It's dangerous too. I mean, they've all got their merit badges for first aid, but let's try to avoid that. All right, Riley, 30 merit badges. He gets a bronze palm. Cody, also 30 merit badges, 1 bronze palm. And Joshua, Joachim, 45 merit badges, 2 bronze, 1 gold, and 1 silver. Now, this is a pretty big day for them and us. If you have not signed each of the Eagle Scouts books in the back, please do so before you leave. They're in the back, and check out not just their Eagle Scout project, but their entire journey through Scouts is in the back, and it's really amazing to see. I talked with each one of them, and it's just so awesome to see them start small and get big and do great things. So check that out afterwards, but for sure sign the book. Now I'd like to bring Miss Melissa Nelson up, and she is going to read the Mother's Poem, and we'll pray for our meal.
I get to honor our mothers of the Eagles by reading this. My mother made an Eagle Scout. My mother made an Eagle Scout. My mother saw me start the route. And now, thank God, she sees an Eagle Scout. Along the road, there were many paths. My mother was the sign that said this would be the Eagle's route. I followed. Now I am an Eagle Scout. I will fulfill my life in Eagle Scout. My mother's heart will be throughout. For it is that I am an Eagle Scout. There are so many roads to come. When I stray, it will be of an Eagle Scout. My mother's heart will guide me out. My mother saw an Eagle Scout. My mother made an Eagle Scout. I will live my life throughout an Eagle Scout. And before I pray for our meal, I believe some of our Eagles have a presentation they would like to make.
We'd like to give these to Ms. Amadon for always being there for us when we needed her and pushing us to accomplish what we've accomplished.
I'm going to go ahead and pray for the meal, but we'll ask you to remain seated for Connor to dismiss us. Pray with me. Lord, we thank you so much for these Eagles. We thank you for our leaders. We thank you for this time that we could honor them and that they can grow and learn more in this world that you have for them, Lord. And we just thank you so much for that. I ask you, Lord, to bless the food that has been made and will be served. And I pray, Father, that you would bring blessings to all here. In your name we pray. Amen.
All right, I officially get to declare that this National Court of Honor is closed. Let's give another round of applause to all of the Eagle Scouts. And again, don't leave yet. We need to go through our final ceremony. But when you do go downstairs for dinner, just remember to wait until your table is called. We're going to call it by table. I don't know which table's first, so don't try to bribe me with that to go first. But at this point, the ceremony is over, and I'll hand it back over to you.
Audience attention. Audience, please rise. Scout salute. Color guard advance. Color guard, please retire the colors. Color guard, return to post. Two, troop and audience at ease.
Thank you, everybody. And again, don't forget to sign the books in the back before you go downstairs for the meal.